As the co-director of the feast, and I'm co-directing with Sue Cooper. My name's Sarah McLean, and I am sitting here in sunny Santa Barbara, California. Pay no attention to the news because it is not raining and we are not flooded and we're having a beautiful time. I welcome you here. And if you'd like to share, I see some of you already doing that, sharing from where you're sitting and where you're meditating from, Mexico City and New York City and Ireland and Manchester, England, and Aptos, California, Wisconsin, Saskatchewan, Canada. Oh my goodness, Nottingham, UK, Tasmania, Australia, Holland. Wow, we are so international. I love it. Fort Townsend, Washington, Sitka, Alaska, in the United States, Cleveland, Ohio, Washington, D.C., Texas, California, Toronto. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining us and making this feast what it is. It's so nice. This feast has been so fulfilling, so delicious, so nourishing, and it wouldn't have happened without you. We do it for you. There's a whole team of us, about 8 of us, that get together and make this happen behind the scenes. Almost all of us don't get paid, and we're doing it out of the goodness of our hearts. And you're supporting us. You show up every day, you share the feast, and the ripple effect that 40 days of meditation creates in you, the peace, the wonder, the curiosity, the transformation, all of that is emanating from you. And so let's just take one moment, if you would, and just close your eyes and imagine that there are 86 of us. And if you're listening to this on a recording, you're part of it too. 86, 87, 88 souls that are sitting in this beautiful circle, in this sacred space called Mother Earth. Imagining that you've got your glow on here and that we're sitting together, maybe even holding hands or holding our hands in namaste. Being this ripple effect is so beautiful. Before you got here, when we were sitting together as a staff, a team, Sue Cooper she had us all imagine that we were standing together, holding hands and smiling ear to ear with each other, bringing this to you for the last day of the feast this year. So Sue, I know you had some things to share. I want to welcome you and thank you for being the best co-director. I am so grateful to you and your ability to bring the best out of everybody. That is really your superpower.
Thank you. Well, you're the best co-director too. Entering into a love fest. So thank you. Yeah, thank you. And thank you, everybody. As Sarah says, just to reiterate, without you, there would be no feast. And so, everybody who's been here maybe once, twice, 40 times, and again, watching the recordings or listening to the recordings, thank you, because the effect that the heart-based resonance that we've co-created, the peace, the grace and ease is magnetic. It magnetizes people to us. And we keep on practicing. So even though this is the closing ceremony and the meditation obviously is a big part of this, once we're by ourselves, but we're never alone, really taking that time out to continue to practice, ideally twice a day. So I think because we're here to practice, shall we do that? There's a few more people still coming in. So what I plan to do here is, it's not going to be a very long meditation, probably about 15 minutes today, because there's going to be other parts to it that we're going to enhance and play with. So the meditation today is one of my absolute favorites. I've always got loads of favorites, but this is right up there with it. And it's a meditation that was developed by a gentleman called James O'Day, and it's called Soul Awakening Practice. And I've got the book here, and we'll put it in the chat. And I've done it before a few years ago, and we were very fortunate that James heard about Feast, and then he phoned Sarah. and asked if he could be interviewed on Feast. And the interview, as I watched it, it was recorded, was so phenomenal. I think maybe I'll find it and post it. But it really opened to the simplicity, yet the complexity of speaking silently or out loud, a few sentences to ourselves, to the group, to everybody we know, and to the world. It has an incredible power and beauty. So we'll start with what we call a heart lock-in. We'll take our attention with the breath to the heart, and then I'll guide you in this beautiful meditation, which we'll all participate in. And then from that, I'll offer a reading, and then we'll move through the rest of the closing ceremony. So shall we begin? Okay, so we always love to begin with finding comfort, and always remembering that well-being means comfort being in the moment. So when we are comfortable in the moment, mind, body, spirit, emotions, we are well. We feel well. It's an experience. And we like to spend just a few moments just settling in. So finding your feet on the floor, or if you're lying down, your heels on the floor, however feels comfortable for you. But I ask you to unfurl so that you're not crossed, you're in alignment. And then taking your attention to your spine and finding the softness of the spine whilst we're sitting straight, and we're sitting on our sit bones rather than the base of our spine. So just arrange maybe a little cushion in your back, and then the chin down just a little so you've got a stretch in the back of your neck. And this is for a practice when it's more than a few minutes, and it stops us feeling uncomfortable. We're more in balance. And then if you feel okay and everything in your room feels safe, I invite you to either soften and lower your gaze or to close your eyes. And as we close our eyes, our next primary sense is hearing. So let's tune into our hearing. You probably hear sounds further away. And bring your attention in to the experience of hearing your own breath. It may be entering through the nose, or it may be entering through the mouth. But sense into the breath. The other sense is smell. As you breathe through the nose, you may have some aromas in your room. Or there may be something that you can taste in your mouth. Or the sense of touch, the warmth or the coolness of the air entering and leaving the nose. Or on your skin, on your face, on your arms. And we know that we are comfortable. We know that we're safe, and we know we can let go of all that's in the outer world and move gently into this inner space, the inner awareness of the breath entering the body and the heart space moving out and up as the diaphragm expands, and the chest moving down and contracting as you breathe out. So this is about connecting now gently with a natural breath in the heart space. We're going to find a rhythmic breath. And this is what heart math calls heart lock-in. So we find that breath when the breath is the same on the in-breath as it is on the out-breath. And it may be that you want to count. I find that very helpful. And heart math usually says a count of 5, breathing in for 5 and out for 5, without the space in between, without holding the breath. but with the attention on the heart space. Feeling it rise and feeling it fall. So start, if you haven't already, start your own count. In and out for the same count. Find your mind wandering, take it back to the count and start again. And now you'll be in that rhythmic flow. Drop the gentle count and shift into a feeling of gratitude by focusing on somebody or something or somewhere that you really love, somewhere that you love to be that makes your heart sing, or somebody you like to be with, a pet, a person. But feel that expansion in the heart space as we move into this feeling of gratitude. We let that go. And we're simply breathing. Feeling that expansion, that sense of belonging. And I'm going to guide you now into the heart awakening prayer. Or sorry, the soul awakening prayer. And you can say, we're saying these 6 lines 4 times, and I'll guide you throughout this. You can say them silently to yourself and embed the vibration of the words, or if you should want to, say them out loud. Notice what feels good for you. And the first is focused with your attention on your heart. So here we go. Soul awakening. Heart opening. Love flowing. Wounds dissolving. Peace radiating. So the second round is to someone that you'd like to commune with, or to each other here in this space, right here, right now, together. Soul awakening. Heart opening. Light shining. Love flowing. Wounds dissolving. Peace radiating. And the third round is to everybody that you are connected with, your family, your friends, your neighborhood, your community, those people who are friends who are near and far, family who are near and far. Bring them all into this beautiful soul awakening circle. Okay, here we go. Soul awakening. heart opening, light shining, love flowing, wounds dissolving, peace radiating. And the fourth round is for planetary expansion, planetary healing. So widening the focus of attention to Mother Earth and all the planets into the cosmos, flowing through humanity, through the Earth into space. Soul awakening, heart opening, light shining, love flowing, wounds dissolving, peace radiating. Peace radiating from our hearts into the world. For it to come back to us. So silently we rest in the awareness of the vast expanse of all those beings, all those sentient beings, everybody in the whole wide world being at one in peace. So I'll watch the time. Let's be in silence for 2 or 3 minutes. And from this expanded sense of awareness, we gently bring our focus back into our heart space and into the rhythmic flow of the breath. We're coming all the way back and we are feeling our connection to the breath. And I invite you to take a longer, deeper breath now so that you feel it in your belly, really breathing in deeply. And then fully exhaling so that as you breathe fully out, Your navel moves towards your backbone, and you fully exhale to take a really long next in-breath. So I invite you to do this 3 times in your own time, fully connecting with the long, slow breath, and make the long, slow out breath even longer each time. And then we smile. We maybe have a gentle smile, or we smile ear to ear. And when we do this with our eyes closed, we're in our own world. We create a bubble of oxytocin, the love bubble, and serotonin, and we feel that sense of engagement and empowerment. And this beautiful sense of gratefulness. So I'm going to ask you now to really come back into this place. Feel your feet on the floor, really earth yourself, ground yourself. Press into the feet, wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, and then maybe sit back in the chair to really feel you being held in this 3D space, back here right now. Feeling present, feeling grounded. And with the eyes closed, have a stretch and then feel the space around you. Maybe take your arms up, however you want to move. Do it mindfully. Do it with presence. Do it with the breath. Move with the breath. Move a few times. Flap your wings. Whatever you want to do. And then when you're ready, I'm going to put my hands together. If you want to put your hands together at the heart space, thumbs touching. This feels comfortable, or resting one hand on top of the other on your heart space. And then we slowly, with our gaze lowered, look down to the tips of our fingers and just bring yourself fully back. And then when you've got your focus, then look up to the screen, look up to each other, if you're on gallery view, or to myself, and thank you so much. So let's take a breath, another breath, and I'm going to move into now, just a moment, so that we're fully here. Everybody aligned? Yeah, I'm going to just so that I can see everybody here. Okay. I am now going to share my reading, and this reading is about rising up. And this has been such a passion for me throughout the whole feast, and for us all, about our individual self moving into that space of it's okay to go out there and be present and rise up and share your love and your energy with each other. This poem is called The Human Race Will Rise Again, and it's by Steve Taylor. The human race will rise again. This chaos isn't inevitable. This discord won't last forever. The evil that flows from us so easily isn't innate. Our disorders are distortions, not permanent conditions. Symptoms of a disease which one day will be cured. We weren't born for constant conflict, to spend our lives fighting for survival, competing for recognition, defending ourselves against oppression, with our minds infected with anxiety and our souls corrupted with bitterness. We were born for joy. And one day joy will return to us, as spring always returns, bursting with life and light after the freezing winter. The human race will rise again. As the cold, hard masculine mind opens up to the soft, warm spirit of the feminine, as our solid, frozen cells begin to melt and merge with nature again, and selfishness gives way to empathy, and hierarchy to equality. And the impulse to connect transcends the desire for control. The human race will rise again as our senses begin to wake from centuries of sleep, and nature shines with sacredness again. And we're dazzled by the world's pristine beauty and awed by the depths of meaning which open up beneath the old flat surface of reality. The human race will rise again and is slowly rising now. The shift is so slowly settling. The hurricanes are weaker, the tremors are less frequent, balance is returning. A new structure is emerging. A pattern of vibration, of vibrant new colours and shapes, with a new kind of harmony, more complex and dynamic, an order that's stronger because it incorporates chaos, a sanity that's deeper because it arose out of madness. The human race will rise again. The wars will end and the world will heal. And life will no longer be a frenzied struggle full of stress and fear, but a glorious adventure full of grace and ease. No longer a punishment to be endured, but a privilege to be savoured. We were born for wholeness, and we will be whole again. We were born for joy, and we will return to joy. The human race will rise again. Thank you. Sarah.
Thank you, Sue. So we received, all of us were on a little chat. We received a prayer this morning that I thought I'd read to you. It's from Joan, who has been helping us through the whole feast. And she was quoting Saint Teresa, Teresa of Avila, the 16th century Spanish nun. She was a mystic and a reformer of the church, as some of you may know. So I have her saying on my desk every day, which says, "Love is always stirring and thinking about what it will do. It cannot contain itself." So that's what's happening through me and you. And this is the prayer that she wrote in Spanish and was translated. May today there be peace within you. May you trust God that you are exactly where you are meant to be. May you not forget the infinite possibilities that are born in faith. May you use those gifts that you have received and pass on the love that's been given to you. May you be content knowing that you are a child of God. Let this presence settle into your bones. Allow your soul the freedom to sing, dance, praise, and love. It is here for each and every one of us. Amen. Thank you. Lori.
Hi. It is such a treat to be with all of you this year for the closing. Thank you so much for tuning in. I decided to share a passage today by a gentleman by the name of Young Pueblo. That is his pen name. He is also known as Diego Perez. He is somebody who's been writing for years, but I think who is fairly new on the scene. He has a beautiful trilogy of poetry, books of poetry that he's recently published. And he's also written a book called Lighter, which is about his journey, his spiritual journey. So I would like to read a passage today from him that I've been carrying with me, in particular at this time, because of so much of the divisiveness that I'm feeling in the world, and maybe you are as well. So this always is a gentle reminder to me. It is to the benefit of your inner peace not to harm others. Let this truth settle into your mind and awaken when things get tough. When you think revenge will calm your heart or erase the pain you have felt, remember. When you think spreading the turmoil you feel will ease the fire burning inside of you, remember. When you think making life harder for someone else will avenge your pain, remember. It is to the benefit of your inner peace not to harm others. Let this truth settle into your mind and awaken when things get tough. Thank you.
Thanks, Laurie. Well, just to add to what everybody else has been sharing, it's such a profound moment to arrive on day 40, And, even for us back here, it was turbulent at times. We've all had our moments, but our community and our friendship got us through it. And I truly believe our meditation practices supported all of that. And a practice that I want to share with you guys now is something that I do regularly, and hopefully it'll be another takeaway for you. When you go through this experience, it's to recapitulate. So you can do this as a practice at the end of every day. It's a lovely way just to let go of the day. You can do it over the course of a month. You can do it over the course of a year. So I'm going to bring us on a recapitulation journey across our last 39 days together. So I'm known for a little bit of time travel, and I love taking people back and then really arrive back in this moment together again. So I invite you to join me as we relax into this as a practice. To recapitulate is just to remember or retell a summary of the experiences. It's not necessarily to dwell in any particular area. It's just having this sort of bird's eye view, just a quick look back. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take a breath in. You can do this with your eyes open or closed. It's just in a very relaxed state, ideally. And what we'll do is we'll invite now our minds to self-select memories, impressions, experiences that really moved you or stirred you. And the words, the poems, all of the different practices that we've experienced together. And we'll just see what wants to be seen or felt or heard or experienced in the practice. So join me now and just imagine that we're moving back through time. And we'll arrive together at day 1 of our opening ceremony of the feast. And if you can recall whatever moved you to join, if you were here with us on day 1, or whatever day 1 was for you, perhaps, what was stirring you to say yes to joining the feast? After our beautiful, warm opening ceremony with the candles and the prayers and the poems, we went into day 2 with Jude Carvin, cosmologist in the UK. We went through our first week together, arriving on Sunday, day 7, with Sean Glossop, also in the UK. We began then week 2 back in America with Annam Tubden. We had so much fun with Dada, the monk dude, and his guitar. And finished off that week on Sunday with Corinne Champagny. The next week we began with Michael Linfield. At one point we had Laurel Geis, and we finished, I believe, that week with Philip Goldberg. As we arrived at day 23, we traveled through space to Bhutan. We met with Kedrupchen Rinpoche. During the week then we arrived in Ireland with Venerable Aileen Barry and finished the week in Scotland with Marilyn Hamilton at Findhorn and all of the other practitioners that were in between. As we came to the beginning of our final week together, we had the beautiful Shay Kendrow and we had the Stephanie Clement. We ended that week with Zephy Devi. And this week we started off in Mexico, I believe, with Puria. We met Barry Goldstein from California. And we've arrived back here, right now, on our closing ceremony of day 40. So I'm just going to let all of that now flow through you. However it flows, as an imaginary moment, as an experience. It could be visual, it could be more just a feeling. But let's connect with those moments that left a lasting impression. The community, the memories, the practices, the feelings, the vows, the mantras, the presence. Recall any emotions you felt, affirmations you made. Let's bring all of those experiences and the connections. Remember the connections. Recall now the silences, the stillness, the spaciousness, the calm. Calmly recollect, awakening that divine memory. Recall some of the good things and remember the goodness. Feel that goodness, feel it now activating the qualities of love, joy, compassion, and peace within you. Let's place the feast now as a holistic record of your experience in your mind. And we'll give this feeling that we're conjuring up together permission now to help us to remember who you truly are. Invite it now to seed your consciousness with memories that fuel your desires and that prompt your next choices. Close your eyes for a moment now. Feel the space between your eyebrows. Imagine seeing the memories here in your own movie of your own making in your third eye center. Feel that movie moving through you as a feeling. Allow it to flow through you to every cell of your body. Leaving this beautiful lasting imprint deep within on a cellular level. All of these thoughts and experiences, these memories are now planted as seeds, and these seeds are seeding your future. Take a long, slow, deep breath in. And let the whole practice of recapitulation go now as you just breathe easily and naturally. Be gentle. Remember to rest in being. When you feel ready, you could open your eyes. And I'm going to end with a question. What are your key takeaways? What are your next steps, or what commitment are you ready to make to yourself? Going to hold the space just for another few minutes or moments, let's say, while you contemplate that question. What is your commitment to yourself? Your next step. And whether you can hear, feel, or imagine an answer to that question, just trust that you've asked it. You've set that inquiry into a practice now. It's out there. You can write it down and you can journal about it later, or discuss it with your friends or your newfound community here, which we'll have time for in our breakout afterwards. On behalf of myself over here in Ireland, I'm so grateful to be part of the team of Feast for the Soul. It is one of the most enriching experiences, and it really sets up the start of every year and sends us off on this really cool trajectory. And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much to Sue and to Sarah, to Laurie, to Ashley, Joan, Mary, Rana, everybody who's Alex in Australia, everybody who's really made this all happen. And especially to everybody who's on the call. Thank you.
Thank you, Susie.